Hello everybody, my name is Cool Blue, and I'm bringing you guys yet another Casters Network Presents CasNet Interview, and this one is featuring somebody who's, of course, a caster. Well, okay, it's not always a caster. They can be esports people or whatnot, but this one's featuring a caster who is nonetheless of the Association of the Wave, and I bring to you guys Divok? Is it Divok or Divok?
Divok, Divi, whatever. Yellow.
Yes, Divok. So Divok, would you please do us the honors by saying hello to all the beautiful people out there, please.
Hello, everyone. Nice to be here. Happy to be here.
Mm-hmm. And yes, just to get things started, because I really want to ask this question. Why are you the person in that picture, or are you the tree in the picture?
Now, I've heard different things from different people. My parents, they tell me I'm the person, but there are a few anonymous sources that claim that I could be the tree.
Well, okay.
This has led to much confusion.
All I'm saying, guys, all I'm saying up front is that we actually had this discussion before where one of the anonymous people came to Divok, like, you know, in a Skype chat and said, "Hey, Divok, are you the person of the tree?" And he said he was a tree. Like I swear he said it was a tree. And I'm totally not making it up. And the anonymous source, which is not me, by the way, totally agrees with that.
This very high up anonymous source that is a botanicalist, whatever they're called, the tree specialist people.
Yes, the tree specialist people. Which actually,
yes, he knows his way around a tree, and he says that I am a tree.
Yes, and because you say you're not a tree, would you please go ahead and do us the honors of introducing yourself and just letting us know yourself in real life? Like, what do you do in real life? Not necessarily where exactly you work, but just what area you work in. If you had a school education, what you should go for, just general stuff like that. So that we know that you're not a tree, we can verify.
Well, so for verification that I am not a tree,
mm-hmm.
I am currently 21. Yeah, I'm 21.
Nice.
I've gone through school, through college, and my own university. I am studying to become an archaeologist, which
Ooh.
is great fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking to go into do a master's, which is like the next level up, in British archaeology next year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's pretty much what I do. Work-wise, I have previously worked as a teacher for dyslexic pupils at a local dyslexia school.
Oh, nice.
I did a paper round for far too long, which screwed my neck over.
Mm-hmm.
And I've worked as an archaeologist, so...
Jeez, you've been all over the place. So you're definitely not a tree. I mean, we can say it with confidence, correct?
Pretty sure I'm not a tree. If I was a tree, I probably would have been tangoed by now.
Yes, he probably been taking over. Guys, he totally plays Dota. But anyway, okay. So could you tell us a little bit more about like the background of the dyslexic thing and also the archaeology? Because that sounds like a extreme jump of things. Just for you personally, just to expand on that a little bit more.
Yeah, well, from a young age, we knew that my sister was dyslexic.
Mm-hmm.
Not massively dyslexic, she just had dyslexic tendencies.
Right.
But she started attending this dyslexia school,
mm-hmm.
and she was a couple of years younger than me, so I'd walk her down there, get her to the place, and then bring her back. And she came along really well. She progressed really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
She is now ridiculously lazy and still can't spell because she just doesn't put the effort in.
That happens.
Yeah, it really did help her.
Okay.
And when I was about 15, 16-ish, I was
mm-hmm.
looking for a part-time job, and I remembered this Saturday, Sunday school my sister used to go to for her dyslexic help.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I was perfectly good at English, like I could spell whatever. And I saw that they were advertising job vacancies, so I went over there and was like, "Oh, okay. My sister used to come here. I'm already familiar with all of the work you do."
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Went through the job interview and did my job there for a while, which was really, really humbling.
Mm-hmm.
There was this one kid, a young boy called Archie. He was 5 when he started, I think.
Right.
And he was there for the full duration I was there. And when I first got there, he knew ABC, but
mm-hmm.
he couldn't remember that D came after C.
Mm-hmm.
And when I left there, he could read like basic books. It was
wow.
Absolutely incredible.
Dude, such a heartwarming... Oh my gosh, okay. Too heartwarming, I'm gonna cry. Okay, tell us a little bit more about the archaeology before we get down our list of questions, because you said you worked in the dyslexia school. That's the correct term for it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you worked there and then you went to archaeology. So what was the jump? Like, was the dyslexia thing just a straight, like, part-time while I'm in school job, and the archaeology was your major?
Yeah, the dyslexia thing was while I was in secondary school, high school, whatever you want to call it. That was just
mm-hmm.
what I did to earn a bit of money on the side, and it was something I actually enjoyed doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then well, ever since forever, my mum's always been interested in like the past and history and things like that. And then when I got to college, my college was actually, despite me living in the middle of nowhere, was actually one of the like top 10 colleges in the country. And they basically focus on getting people in from way out. But I happened to live like in the city well, the town next to it. So I went there, and they offered an archaeology course for my A level. I was like, what? There's maybe a handful of colleges that offer this, and there's one on my doorstep that does. I absolutely have to take it. And I took it, and I absolutely adored the course. My tutor, a guy called Jason, taught it so well, and it was absolutely incredible. And then I started to get in touch with the local archaeology units, see if they needed a hand. They were like, what, you actually want to volunteer? And you study this? And because they get volunteers from just the community coming in, because community people are interested. Right. But community diggers, like, they're really, really, really appreciated because they do offer a lot of work, and they bring a different opinion along, which is always nice. Right. But they don't have all of the sort of just generic tasks and just ways of doing things down. Like the basic understandings of like the technical way you're supposed to do things. Yeah, and even the simple things like the way that you should fill out forms, because you have to fill out forms for basically everything you dig. You have to fill out a form for. And even like things like that, which you spend about 50% of your time doing. It's not all Indiana Jones. Darn! There goes the vision, man. You just ruined Santa Claus for me too. Thanks. Oh, how did I ruin Santa Claus for you? I've got a Santa Claus CM on the little Twitch thing. Anyway. Oh, really? Nice. Yeah. So they were really happy to have me. So I did about a month's work with them, and then I absolutely loved every minute of it. So I applied to do it at university. Oh. And then, because I had so much experience, the university was just like, yeah, we'll give you an unconditional offer. You're already accepted because you have all this experience. And then I had as much experience when I joined university as most people have when they leave, which was just so good. I owe that unit so much. I mean, it sounds like a super extensive thing, and it kind of makes me want to jump to the question of how did you get into Dota, because you talk about having a bunch of experience. Like, you started out in Dota having no experience, I'm assuming, because that's where everybody starts. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, and I'm going to ask you, how did you get into video games first? Because we should ask that question before. Cool. Well, yeah. My best friend in secondary school, a guy called Nathan, known on the internet as Calamal. He was very, very close to his father, and he was one of... I can't remember this now. He was one of 3 boys. Wow, okay. All roughly the same age. And their dad was really into, like, any video game, absolutely all video games. So they were into absolutely all video games. And I became his best friend and spent lots of time at their house. So I got into all video games. So we just played just video games on the console, on the PC, everything, all the time. It was a lot of fun. And that's actually what I spent a lot of my childhood doing. I have a really sort of inverted sort of childhood where I spent the first part of my childhood on computers, playing computer games, and then the second part of my childhood just going outdoors and doing all the archaeology and stuff. It was really bizarre, but hey. I mean, it's at least a nice balance, because you get to apply some of the things you learn in video games, which you do learn things in video games. Society. You learn a lot in video games. Jeez, society won't admit it. They won't admit it. But yeah, so that was sort of my first entrance. And then, do you want me to go on how I got into online gaming, or is that a future question? I should probably look this up. No. You can go ahead and go into that one, because this is all about how did you get into gaming. Because the next question is going to be how did you get into Dota. But go ahead and give us a full story. I'll leave it that way. So yeah, when I got back into gaming, I continued while I was doing archaeology and stuff. But during sort of the later years of high school, I got my first own proper laptop that would actually run things. Nice. So I started doing more sort of... I'd play an online game or two, just like RPG, whatever, with him. And then we got into this MMO RTS called Astro Empires. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of it. It's a text-based RTS that you spend far too much time on, browser-based, and it was more that we had our little group of friends, and it was great playing with them. And then it was just the idea of having this community behind it, and it was really, really good fun to get involved with. And just getting involved with people all over the world, it was so much fun, even though it was text-based. And then I was like, hang on, they don't just do this for text-based games. They do this for all kind of games. So then, when I got to university, I got my first desktop PC that I've had since... Like, the last desktop PC I had was like a 95.
Wow. That's ancient relative to today.
So I upgraded this, and I got a game called Matt and Blade Warband. I don't know if anyone else has got that. No. It's by Paradox, who make lots of insanely awesome games.
Wait, Paradox.
They make Crusader Kings, they make War of the Vikings, and War of the Roses. They do lots of cool things.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got that game, and the mod for it called Matt and Blade Napoleonic Wars. And that's just like it's kind of like, it's basically like a Napoleonic first-person shooter, I guess. Which is pretty insane. So I was playing online with that, and then you sort of, is that sudden realization that there are people in tags? You're like, what are these people in tags? What are they doing? What do they actually do? And there's actually organized events for like, not recreating battles, but more so of just, there would be a clan on clan. It'd just be this massive map, and you'd be led by your generals, and you'd have to fight it. I was like, that's really cool, because I was really enjoying the game at the time. So I got involved with that.
And actually, I'm gonna pause you because I know Twitch chat is like 30 seconds behind, but Blue Slice says, and I quote, "That's where you met me." Hashtag love at first sight. So
Blue Slice was the captain of the Rifles.
Okay.
The 65th. The 65th was the group I joined, by the way. And I was in the infantry. So basically, our job was to run around and get shot at while stabbing people with bayonets, while he stood miles away at the back of the map, completely away from everyone else, and sniped people. That
sounds like love at first sight, man. That's still a better love story than Twilight, I'm saying.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I met loads of great people there, most of which I still talk to. But that eventually died. Like, I rose up the ranks and got to sort of junior CO sort of level. Because, that was what I was about to say. That's where I first discovered TeamSpeak and actually talking to people online while playing, and it was so much fun. And like, you meet so many like-minded people from the other side of the world. Like Blue Slice, for example, is from someplace in America, and I'm from Britain. And he was like the first American that I'd spoken to at length.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'd had a reasonably sheltered life. I'd spoken to people all across the United Kingdom before, but we're still stuck out on this little island. Like, I knew one or two Irish people, and that was about as far as it got.
Nice. Okay, that works. No comment. I don't want to offend anybody. Sorry.
Yeah, it was really interesting to talk to those people. But then the Mount and Blade Napoleonic Wars kind of thing started to die. I presume there's still people playing it now. But then it was just as the beta keys and stuff were getting given out for Dota 2. And one of our friends, Patrick, a guy known as Spartane on the internet,
right?
He had a beta key, and beta keys were like exponential, weren't they, back in the day?
Yes, they were. And actually,
give it to someone, and then that person would get 4.
Before you continue the story, just to go on record that I actually asked a question. How'd you get to Dota? How'd you get into Dota? All right, keep going.
Okay. So he got this beta key and was like, "This game's really awesome, guys. You guys aren't really playing that game, the Mount and Blade game, much anymore. I'm gonna send a couple of you guys this beta key," and then eventually, like, our whole regiment had this beta key, and our whole regiment had this beta. And I know a lot of casters, they got into it through Warcraft or whatever.
Right.
And, like, then once they got into it, they started building up a community. But experiencing it as a group of people that joined it as a community, it was, I don't know whether it was more fun, because obviously I personally can't experience the other side of it, but it was a lot of fun. Being able to just, I mean, first of all, we learned all of the basics in 10-people lobbies. Right. Which was just incredible.
That's incredible, because like not only does like one side fail, but the other side doesn't know what's going on anyway, so it's okay. Nobody's going to be raging at you.
Exactly, and the only person who had any idea what they were doing was this Patrick guy, Spartane, who'd played Dota 1 before. Like, he knew what he was doing. So, I mean, to begin with, it was whichever team he was on won. But at the end of the day, we were all winners, because we were all learning from someone who already knew what they were doing.
There you go, guys.
In a 10-person lobby. which meant we didn't lose, or we didn't have losses.
Which is convenient, because I had to play a lot of bot matches, and let me tell you, I didn't know the settings were different. I didn't know it was automatically set to hard bots, which is one step below the highest setting, which is unfair bots.
Unfair, yeah.
So I lost a lot of matches because I had a sniper and I built a Vladimir's offering. But let's not talk about that.
Yeah, speaking of unfair bots, that's how bad we were, is that this Spartan guy changed his name on Steam to Bot Unfair and had the picture and everything for ages, just because it was essentially having an unfair bot on one side.
Oh, right.
The first game I really remember was, I think I was playing Dazzle or something, because in RPGs and stuff I'd always play the healer. It was
Right.
like, oh, okay, you need to try Dazzle. So I tried Dazzle. It might have been Omni Knight, it was one of the two. And from then on I was scarred by Treant Protector, because he carried with Treant Protector and hit so hard and none of us could do anything about it. He just like walked past all of our towers that were stood up somehow for some reason. Don't know why he hadn't taken them yet, and he would just team wipe us with a Treant with Radiance or something. I don't know what he built, but it was just absolutely insane.
Radiance
So, yeah,
build
that
is
was
legit.
my first experience of Dota, was getting absolutely destroyed by a carry Treant, a 4 protect 1 Treant.
So now every time you go to sleep, you dream of Treant just like punching you in the face, slowly but very, very painfully.
Exactly. If you needed any more verification that I wasn't a tree, it's that I'm scarred by Treant Protector.
Well, okay, that works. And tree scarring another tree, that sounds like... Actually, no, it could still mean that you're a tree, because that means that Treant Protector just like, was a gangster and he just like stabbed you a few times.
Yeah, in my dreams, I dream that I'm a tree, and Treant, like,
Was a
comes up
lumberjack.
and, yeah, he kills my gang, because he's part of that rival gang. Him and Furion buddies up.
Oh god. So you are a tree. Guys, we've confirmed here, right in this interview, that Divok is actually a tree. So in that picture that you guys see there, Divok is the guy in the background, or the tree in the background. Not the person in front. The person in the front is just, a prop.
But yeah, so that was how I got into Dota, was as a massive community, and it was so much fun.
Okay.
And we still play as a community. I played less with them now, but I still really, really have fun playing with them.
It actually inspires me to ask another question that's on the list, which is, okay, so you started Dota as a community, and then you moved on eventually into matchmaking all by your lonesome, I'm assuming. So the difference between night and day of having that support group coming with you, and then just jumping in headlong into like the whatever community is actually there. Like, what is it like? Because you had a whole bunch of friends before that were supporting you and stuff, I'm assuming. Or maybe they're reason that you knew.
It was kind of like, they were always there. I'd always, like, I had a TeamSpeak server, or we had a TeamSpeak server, that I would have on startup. So my computer would start up and TeamSpeak would start up, and I could talk to them. But there was a period during, it must have been, I think it was summer. It was it was something, like, it must have been the first summer after I started, where I played an insane amount of solo games. And that's when I really sort of started to realise there was a community out there. Obviously, before I had my own community, I wasn't paying attention to it. And then I started playing by myself. And at first it was really, really hard, because I was so used to just being able to... I didn't even have to ask what they were doing.
Right.
I already knew the only 3 heroes each of my friends could play. We already knew that I was obviously going to be the only support.
Right.
So that was set in stone. But actually, one of the reasons why I got on so well with the community is because I had that, like, I've always been a support. I've always played support. And I don't know if you remember, but during your first, like, 100 hours of gameplay, no one plays support. So if there's that one guy that'll buy the first set of wards and the first curry, you've essentially already won the game.
Right.
So I really
much.
started to get along with the community, like, so well. And I just enjoyed playing with so many new people that I started to investigate starting a team when I had, like, I don't know, 300 to 400 hours of gameplay.
Well, I mean...
And that's when I really got involved with the community, when I started using Join Dota forums and stuff.
Right, and by the community you mean the community at large, as opposed to just your friends who came over. Which according to chat, according to Twitch chat, because guys who are watching this video in the future, we are live streaming this as of this time on Divok's live stream, and a lot of his friends from the wave are watching us, and they're getting their pitchforks ready to kill me. They still do play
my
together.
old community are watching as well, so there may be some conflict of interest there.
I I didn't say it. I didn't say it. It was you. He did it.
It was me. I'm just trying to push Blue's buttons.
No, stop it! Don't.
Not your buttons, the other Blue. Oh god, this is gonna be confusing.
It is gonna.
There are two Blues. There's Cool Blue and there's Blue Slice.
It's gonna
Battle of
confuse
the Blues.
everybody. I'm actually okay now. I just thought about that. See, my blue is spelled the same
BLU.
way. Yeah, I'm just missing a letter. We'll just call him Slice. Will he get offended if we call him? Okay. Anyway,
It's
sorry.
fine.
Okay, Blue Slice. Yes, Blue Slice says you guys still do play together and stuff. So, how does that dynamic actually work out? Because I just want to know more about you guys' community. Because you guys are the Wave, and we're going to move into that in a few seconds. But you guys still play together matchmaking, and then you do like 5 stacks every once in a while, or you just cast every once in a while. What's going on?
What, with my old lot or with the Wave?
The Wave.
The Wave. It's basically like having any other just group of Dota friends.
Mm-hmm.
If we see that each other are on, we'll just invite each other to a stack and hopefully get a 5 stack, and then play pubs and watch. It's nice if we can get some of the USA Int or USB team people to come and play with us, because casters generally aren't incredible.
Yeah.
Like most of us are around 3k MMR, which is fine. But and to be fair, a lot of the USA team and the USB and Int teams are as well. But ever since the Wave has become a thing,
Right.
we've kind of shifted our line of sight to casting, and they've shifted their line of sight to we're now on a team, we're going to be a team. So whereas we've gone, we have to analyze stuff, they've gone, we're going to practice.
Okay, so there's 2 parts to you guys.
Kind of, yeah. We're still one big whole. If you put us all in the room together, you wouldn't know who were the casters and who were the... Well, you might have a guess, but you wouldn't be able to immediately say they're casters, they're players.
Okay.
We're not stood on opposite sides of the room.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, like the simple fact that you guys kept the community together and you moved from one game to another, and then you just made your whole entire new thing of the Wave, which, according to Blue Slice, he's actually in the Wave, so you guys are... I'm assuming everybody else had the similar story, where your old friends are still in the Wave, which means that they're still your old friends who hang out with you.
The old friends that I joined the community with aren't actually in the Wave. The Wave is a different community that
I see.
That one of our friends from the old group met one of the Wave at a convention somewhere, I think.
Oh, really?
And somehow started talking about Dota, which was really just insane. And then they started talking about one of their friends at the Wave wanted to set up a casting circle within the Wave. And I'd recently been talking with Blue Slice and this other guy known as Joey, that we wanted to do some casting. And I'm like, oh, okay, we'll get you guys in touch. And then I started talking to Grumble, and that got the ball rolling.
Okay. And before we continue, because I'm obviously a little confused, and I'm pretty sure the people watching this in the future might be confused as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and ask the question. What is the Wave? Could you just let us know about that?
Cool. Yes, the Wave is basically just an organization that sponsors 3 teams. You've got the Wave USA, the Wave USB, and the Wave Int.
Okay.
They're all rather successful teams. I think the Wave Int are in one of the JDL divisions for Europe.
Oh, okay, nice.
And the Wave USA are doing well in whatever they do, because the Wave USA are actually a pretty decent team. I haven't talked to many of the Wave USB people, but I'm sure they'll tell me in Twitch chat in the next couple of minutes.
Okay.
But on top of that, they also want to expand to things like, I know Grumble wants to do some coaching of some sorts. Casting, obviously. That's when this casting circle goes up, and also anything to do with the community, basically. Like, me and Blue Slice used to do a bunch of guides, and we've literally just I've spent the last week or so changing those over to the Wave from our old format.
Nice.
So we now have our own series of guides that we're starting to work on. So yeah, we're basically an organisation that sponsors a Dota community that want to do everything.
So,
and I'm part of the casting group.
Okay. So, alright, just to reaffirm for everybody, you guys are a team, you're a casting circle, you're a community building type thing where you're trying to build guides and stuff to help people out. And you're people who just love playing the game too. Yeah,
pretty much.
It's pretty
we
nice
have a lot of people who aren't on any of the teams, won't necessarily be helping out with the guides, they're welcome to, and don't necessarily cast, but they still play with us. So although we are fundamentally a casting circle, 3 teams, guide builders, coaching, whatever, we are still a community.
That is incredible. And also slightly scary, because that means you guys can just, like, make your own game I mean, like literally, you guys can take everything that you have and just move to another game and then make that game the next big thing. It's like, oh, this is the wave game.
What's that League of Legends game again?
Oh, no, let's not do that. Oh. Shout out to League of Legends. It's an awesome game. That's where I got started playing my MOBAs, but let's not talk about me. This is all about Diva. I should call you Diva.
I honestly, sort of, I used to mind what I was called. It's Divok, because I didn't want to be known as a div.
Okay, Divok.
This was when I was quite young.
Right.
I've had the name Divok for. I know this is one of your questions. I'm going to explain it now, even though you haven't asked the question. The name Divok from. No, you didn't.
We skipped it. That's because archaeology and dyslexia. We talked about the inspiring story behind both of those. Yes. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and ask the question then. Where did you get the name Divok from?
Me and my friend that I was explaining before, who first got me into gaming, when we discovered this massive world of online gaming that was unknown to us before, we're like, shit, Greg, which is my name, is taken, and Nathan, which is his name, is taken on pretty much every game ever. What the hell do we call ourselves? And this is when Lord of the Rings was getting really, really, really big. So it was like, oh, maybe we should just translate our names. So we tried like Turkish and stuff, and our names weren't exactly that exciting. So we're like, why don't we just do like Elvish? So he brought this random Elvish generator, and I typed in my full name, which is Gregory, and he typed in his full name, which is Nathan, and he got Calamel, and I got Divok.
Really?
And that's been my name forever.
Wow. So we could decrypt your name and find out what your real name is, even though you just told us.
Yeah. Found the exact same generator. Like, it wasn't the official Lord of the Rings Elvish generator. It was just Elvish generator.
That's creative. Okay. That's a story I'll buy. I mean, that's much more creative than where I got my name from. But let's not talk about that. So, okay, skipping along the lines, let's go and get to the question we're supposed to be at, which is, what are your favorite things about Dota?
Ooh, favorite things about Dota. I mean, I've already said a lot about the community.
Yes.
Like, I entered it with the community, which is now part of the Dota community, and I love those Dota bits, and I love the Dota community bits. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to become a caster, is because everyone to do with Dota is just, it's so much fun. For just a brief example, the other day, me and Power Toast were casting C9 versus Roxkiss.
Right.
And there was quite a large delay. I think we were delayed by about an hour.
Wow.
And Sing Sing just decided that he'd have a bit of fun. And he went to each of the broadcasting channels, changing the broadcast name to something incredibly stereotypical. Like, the Australians, which was the Dota community, was Pimp Muckle.
Right.
They became the Kangaroo Squad, I think. The German copters became the Third Reich.
Oh, right.
And he named us the Tea Specialists, even though Power Toast is from Sweden, just because it had the little British flag next to the wave. Yeah, just the fact that he has no idea who we are. We have no idea who he is. But
right.
Just because we're involved in this game, you feel like you can just go and have fun with these people.
And that is one of the brighter spots of our community. The thing that doesn't get talked about much, especially by me, which is a little bit of a drawback. I usually try to focus more on like the things that we need to improve. But you're definitely right. That sense of community, that sense of belonging, that you can just go out and express yourself or be yourself around people who are trying to be themselves too, and just have fun.
Yeah, that's just that is genuinely the thing I love about it most. Which I know I've already spoken about a lot, but I don't care. That is my answer.
Okay, so the next question actually is the quick response section. Do you know how this works?
Yes.
Darn it! Well, fine. I'll explain anyway.
The tree in me says no.
The tree in you says, okay, cool. Somebody said no. Okay, cool. I'm glad somebody said no. Sorry, guys. The quick response section is basically a very complicated process that was machined down to the most efficient, optimal questions. And I asked him, and he answers it fast. That's how it works.
Okay, I think I'm ready. Possibly.
That seemed complicated, right? I tried to throw in a few fancy words to make it sound more complicated. Did that work out?
I didn't notice, but maybe that's just some It worked out.
Oh yeah, of course. Like our fancy words are like not as cool as you guys' fancy words. Like schedule.
Your fancy words are all slang. That's how it works.
See, as you say that, I can imagine like a British person like going to like mug somebody, saying like just fancy words.
Hand over your coffers.
It's not as threatening. Okay, here, take them.
That would genuinely make you hand them over, just because you don't know how insane we are. I said coffers. I'm gonna hand over everything I own.
So, can you spell that? Holy crap! Here, take it all. Here, take my fisticuffs too.
Have my house and my car. Just take it.
And he mugs with the top hat and monocle. That's his mask.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, stereotypes. Moving on to the quick response section.
It's supposed to be fast.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. Well, we haven't started yet, but we're about to start now. So 3, 2, 1. Favorite hero.
Lyria, Wind Ranger, whatever, Wind Runner thing.
Favorite character.
Used to be the Weasel Crow, but now I'd have to say it's Nibbles the Wartortoise.
Favorite team.
Sigma.
Favorite caster.
Oh, so many helped me. Pyrian Godsley, Grumble. I'm gonna go with Grumble. I love Grumble. He's helped me so much.
Favorite event.
Everything the Wave runs. No, I'm joking. The Dead Zone of Captain's Draft was really, really inventive. That was great.
Okay. Favorite person in Twitch chat.
Person in Twitch chat. I have to say Blue Slice. He's my man.
Favorite book.
There's a book called Romance of the Three Kingdoms. It's based on the Three Kingdoms period in China. It's like 200 AD sort of time. It was great. Big war, basically.
Favorite color.
Here's a secret revealed. I am actually quite slightly colorblind, so I don't care for colors.
Oh my god, I offended you. Okay, favorite number. We'll just keep pretending that didn't happen. Favorite number. Like 28?
Yeah, 28.
Okay. Favorite location.
Location? Ooh, there's a number of field systems and stuff in the sticks where I live, basically over in the middle of nowhere, and that is probably my favorite place.
Okay, and last question, favorite non-Dota game?
Probably the game that got me into this whole online community thing, which was Mountain Blade Warband Napoleon Wars.
Alright, and now to end our whole entire section, and dude, I didn't know you're colorblind. See, now I feel bad. It's like...
No, it's fine. Hey, don't feel bad. I used to think from the age of not being born to the age of 18 that Cadbury's wrappers were blue, until my best friend at the time took the piss out of me when he realised that I didn't believe this and just led me on for about half an hour until he eventually broke it to me that they were purple. That ruined me.
It's like your whole entire life. Your whole entire life. Well, dude, actually...
That was my whole known life.
Actually,
Cadbury's wrappers were blue, and no one had told me otherwise.
But you're aware that blue to you... blue to you is actually purple, right?
Yeah, basically, I'm not completely colorblind. The only color I cannot see at all is purple. Everything that looks purple to me looks blue.
Wow. So, okay. Just because I'm curious, and curiosity is going to kill me here. Okay, Bane, we know Bane is purple, but Bane looks blue to you.
Bane looks blue to me. See, everyone has this, I think has to do this before, they're like, oh, it's Team Purple against Team Blue. They picked all these purple heroes against blue heroes. I'm like, what the hell are you going on about? It's blue all around.
Okay. But okay, just as long as you're wearing, you seem accepting of it, it's okay, it's cool. Alright, Cool Blue dodged the bullet, guys. Not offending people, that's my job. Okay, so this question says, how did you get into esports, but I meant to put casting, so how did you get into casting? I mean, you kind of already told us, but tell us again.
We really, in my old group, not the Wave, the group before that, we were really getting into just Dota in general, and I was listening to far more and more casts. It was at the point where I was probably listening to casts more than playing. Like, I was enjoying listening to that much.
Right.
And Ian Blue Slice, who's in the Twitch chat, was like, we really want to have a go at this. So we just jumped in a random pub game. We weren't casting to absolutely anyone. We were just in our TeamSpeak, and we just casted it. It was like, why not? Let's cast it.
Nice.
And then I've seen this in previous videos and stuff, but especially Grumble mentioned Purge's video on how to become an esports caster.
Yeah, correct.
And for someone who absolutely had no idea what they were doing, but just loved doing it and wanted to do it, typed into YouTube, that came up, familiar face. So I watched it, and that broke down the technical barrier, and that broke down the sort of the initial barrier of, can I genuinely do this?
Right. So
I was like, yeah, okay, I really do want to do this. And then, as I mentioned before, my friend Joey randomly met someone from the Wave at a convention and introduced me to Grumble.
Fancy. So basically, that video helped you get into like that. This is you're one of the Purge's babies, I guess. I guess we can call it that now.
Kind of. I mean, the thing that helped me 10 times more than that was finding the Wave.
Okay.
Because they got me hitched up with the JDL, etc., etc.
Right.
If it wasn't for that, I would still be trying to make up a load of VODs from casting pub games.
Mm-hmm. And hey, that's offensive. That's how I started.
I know that's not a bad thing at all.
I know.
That has really helped me sort of get on the road.
Of course, guys, I say that jokingly, but I started off casting by just casting like a ton of pubs, like 3 a day. That's not sustainable. That's not sustainable. But anyway, I actually want to ask you this question because I don't know if you've noticed. Well, you're actually kind of one of them, but there's been a large influx of new casters coming into the scene relative to from what I've seen. And just a preference for everybody who doesn't know.
Even as one of them, probably one of the youngest, not youngest in age, but youngest in casting time.
Yeah, right.
As one of them, even I see that there is a massive influx. Like, it is now getting rather saturated to the point where like, there are the smaller tournaments like the Amateur Dota 2 League and Sex and Tex or whatever it's called.
Which stands for what? That stands for what?
Sunday evening cup series
and
Thursday evening cup series. There are those that happen all of the time, like not 24/7, but and none of them get cast.
Yeah. Maybe
1 in 100 of those games get cast, which is really, really sad. But then for games like the C9 Rockskiss one, that was a full lobby.
Yeah.
There were 6 broadcast channels, 3 in English, 1 in German, 1 in Russian, and 1 in, I think, Spanish. And each channel had like 3 casters in. Like there were 2 casters, and then there was someone else who wanted to be casting it but couldn't, so they had to do stats.
Right.
Not that it's a bad thing. I love doing stats, but.
And like I was actually going to ask you that question too, but you darn intelligent tree, you. There goes my next question. Kubel's going to like try to throw a curveball, but it didn't really work out. But actually, no. Since we're already talking about it though, I was going to ask you. We see an influx of casters, but we still see a lot of games not getting casted because, for everybody who doesn't know, I've been casting for 1.5 years. That's my age. And relative to, I think, like, Shiver, which is the only reference I can think of, she's been casting for 2.5 years now, I think. Because she started in around TI2, and I started around TI3-ish. Actually, no, I started, like, halfway in between. Anyway, that's not important. But basically, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because there's a lot of games that need to be casted. There's like the Sunday Evening Cup series that has a lot of games, like a ton of games that don't get casted, but they get put on Dota TV. I'm pretty sure there's some Zotac Cup games that don't get casted that could be getting casted that I think Revo is handling on that end. There's a bunch of games for the Thursday Evening Cup series. There's a bunch of smaller tournaments that you can find pretty much anywhere you look, and it's like 1v1 stuff that could be on YouTube. And there's a bunch of tournaments not getting casted. But when you come down to something like the Join Dota League, it's like full slot every single game.
Yep.
So,
and even some of the like you mentioned someone like Shiva, it's like in I hate to mention this again, but in the Purge video he said that the casting thing is not saturated at all. There are a small number of people for a large number of things, and it's still the same, but it's still the same small number of people that cast all of the, not even all of the big games, all of the sort of medium type games. Like we were casting the Dota 2 Romanian Cup, which you'd consider as quite a small cup, probably. I mean, there were Power Rangers and stuff going through to the finals, but like we got to cast the qualifiers, and then for the entire final series, we weren't allowed to cast anymore because they'd brought in bigger casters, which that's perfectly fair enough. Right. But it's the same names that keep going, and they just need to give some of the younger casters a chance, even if it's just throwing us into one cup all together, like us, drag and drop everyone. I love drag and drop, by the way. Good caster. Throwing us all in there, that would be fine. That'd be great. Then they could like give us the chance to prove ourselves. Right. All of these old casters are hating on us for joining and trying to take their jobs. All these old people trying to take their jobs. All these old farts like Cool Blue and Toby and Cheever. Well, okay, I can't say I'm as old as Toby Cheever because Toby is casting way back in Han days, and that's like a long time ago. Yeah, like we're not trying to take their jobs. There are plenty more jobs to be made, but like they need to give us a chance so we can take those other jobs that need to be done, rather than trying to spread them so thinly between 2 or 3 casters. Right, and actually, I want to take this conversation now in a different direction because I got to play devil's advocate here, because it's also a double-edged sword where there's a lot of us casters
And there's a lot of games out there that really want casters, but they can't find them because nobody ever calls back to the thing. Like a case in point, you guys can go to Join Dota's link, joindota.com, and check out their forums, and they have a spot for places to play. And that is a phenomenal place to find some like small games that you just go in and cast, and the people there, the admins, will love for you to go cast their games. Like I casted a few of those games when I was earlier starting. I don't do it anymore. Like I still go back and look every once in a while so I can pass on work, because I want to keep supporting that. But anyway, all that goes a super long way to say that there are a lot of those games out there that have needs for casters, but casters aren't going out to go look at them. So do you foresee that being a problem in the future, or do you see the problem of admins not letting us smaller casters get into the bigger games being an issue, or do you see both?
In the future, I see that there's definitely going to be more casters joining up. And with more and more joining, you might not get the quality because there won't be as many sort of high, like, to get the absolute maximum quality casting, you need to cast bigger games. Otherwise, you're not going to feel that absolute need to perfect your cast. And you're not going to have the types of games that push you to perfect your cast.
Right.
So you do need that to become a perfect caster. And that is a problem. But if people are perfectly content with not being like the perfect caster that they could be, and casting smaller games, then that's perfectly, like, there will be people that will do that, especially with more and more people joining up.
Right.
But like I said, if you do get those ambitious people that want to be the best that they can be, a part of them will say that they need
shout out to Halfamok, we love you.
We do love Heffler.
Yes.
Wherever Heffler is. Is he tweeting, twitching, whatever?
No. He's come to my mind. When you say ambitious, Halfler's definitely there.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, he started his own TV around his name. I mean, and not only Heffler, but Heffler TV is really, really good. Although, what is Heffler TV 2? I don't think I've seen Heffler TV 2 once.
Yeah, there's a Heffler TV.
I see Heffler 1, which is Heffler, and Heffler 3, which is the German stuff. But
the fact that he has multiple numbers for Heffler TV tells you he's ambitious. But anyway, continue on with you, though. Continue on with you. The question about the casters, is it the casters that are going to be the issues, or the tournament admins that are going to be the issue?
Tournament admins, once you can track them down, are absolutely lovely. Because JDL's recently finished, on behalf of the Wave, I've gone out and like asked the Bangladeshans who are running the Bangla Gamer tournament at the moment, the Amateur Dota League tournament, I've got in contact with them. Like, but you have to go absolutely out of your way to find their contact details.
Right.
There's no spot on the Join Dota forum where it's like, these are all of the tournament admins. Like, this guy is for this tournament, this guy's for this tournament, here's their email. Which would be absolutely brilliant. But there's not that sort of resource. Which, as I'm saying this, I'm like, this is something that Cool Blue's going, okay.
Well, no,
that they want.
Just give a little tagline or sales pitch line. That's kind of the whole goal behind Casters Network, because, like I said before the huge influx, what I like to call the wave of new casters. See what I did there? The wave.
The wave.
Anyway, right before this new wave of influx of new casters, which actually started, I think, directly because of the Join Dota League. Like, I think there was all these casters out there, but we all came to the same spot because of JDL.
Yeah.
But before that point, though, there wasn't really a network of people communicating with each other. And me, Cool Blue, I met a few people along the way that helped me out a lot. And I feel like everybody should have this easy access to other people, because I know a lot of people because of them, and they know a lot of people because of me. So this whole network was formed. And I feel like if we can get that network of people going, which is what we're doing now, which I hope continues and will continue as long as I keep working through it, because I will work as hard as I can for it. We'll eventually start attracting the tournament admins, because they'll say, hey, this is a good place. There are a bunch of casters, and Cool Blue and Grumladuke and Divok and Halfla TV are all associated with this casters network thing. So, might be some people I know about. Anyway.
Yeah, and they would love that themselves. But I think they find it just as hard, if not harder, than we do to find each other. It's just that big gap that needs to be bridged.
And then on top of that,
is doing that very well.
And then on top of that, as a tournament admin, you also have to consider the fact that tournament admins are higher, or have a higher likelihood to be picky about what casters they want to cast in the games, because they don't want somebody who's like, this is their first game casting, like the Dindy versus the World. Like that's not where you put the first. That shouldn't be your first cast.
I probably should have made this incredibly clear that like, you do definitely need that base work. Yeah. Like, I know when I was casting the random pub games in my TeamSpeak, I was perfectly fine. But when I did my first streamcast, I was insanely monotone. Like, I've deleted that video. I've deleted that video and sent it to hell. That was absolutely terrible. But only through doing those bad casts of games of... I think it was like an amateur Dota 2 league. Oh, it wasn't even amateur Dota 2 league. It was like the tiniest league game ever. So, like, obviously it meant a lot to those teams, and those teams were incredibly happy to have someone cast it.
Yeah.
But you need to take that step first.
And yes,
but then once you've taken that step, you can do this.
Yes, and I'll take this moment. I would usually ask you what will be some advice that you would give to new casters, but I feel like this point needs to be made. Actually, no, I'll take it back. I'll take a step back. I can make this point in a separate video, so I'll do that. So, Divok, what advice would you give to a person just starting out casting?
Who's just starting out casting, or just wants to start out casting?
A person that wants to get started out casting, pretend they haven't seen Purge's video yet, and they're like, hey, these guys are casters, how did they get started? And they decided to wait 46 minutes to figure out this tip.
Go on Twitch, get OBS, easiest piece of software to use in the world. If you can find a high-level pub game to jump into, do it. If you know a friend that's entering a tournament, then just let them know that you can cast, and they will be talking to the admins already so that they can join the tournament. Cast small tournaments, basically. Just cast, like, high-stake but small games. Just until you find yourself confident enough to be able to splurt out of the screen pretending that there's a massive audience in front of you behind your wall.
Right. Which is completely normal. Don't worry, they're not people sitting behind you, but we are literally pretending we're talking to a crowd of people, which we are, because it's Twitch chat, but...
Yeah. But, yeah, there's my screen in front of me and then a wall. But in my head, that wall is not there. You are there. All of you.
Yes.
All 6 of you plus Coolblue.
Yes, I'm a person. I'm in the crowd. I'm no longer crazy. You guys are just as crazy as I am. Yes. But yeah, I definitely would agree. Like, just go cast. Like, as far as the random pub thing, like, I literally look. Okay, Purge's video is how I got started too. So I guess I'm a Purge baby as well. But his one of his tips were like, if you want to go cast a game, then go start casting a game.
Yeah. There's physically nothing to stop you.
Yeah, with Dota,
Which
especially with
gives you
Dota
OBS,
TV.
So,
Especially with Dota TV for us, it's very easy. League of Legends, they have their own broadcasting system. Totally easy for them. Awesome Nuts has their own TV thing, but I didn't buy into it, so just moved away from that one. And I think a lot of games, especially since like Counter-Strike, the success of Counter-Strike, League of Legends, Dota, and what's another one? Han, kind of. Have finally inspired game makers to start putting spectator systems. So there's no more excuse, guys.
Yeah. And I'd like to think Dota TV is probably, if not the best one, which it probably is sort of like the forefather. People saw how well it worked, and were like, we should probably do that too, because there is a massive following. I know League of Legends has a slightly bigger following, but hey, we give bigger prize pools.
And shout out to oh man, I'm gonna butcher this name. Naraquil. Path of the Exile has its own Twitch link, so there you go.
Just call him LTI.
Huh?
Just call him LTI. That's really confusing, but Naracle's just his Twitch name. As a caster, we know him as Letoizar Intrazik or whatever he's called. LTI.
Okay, sure, LTI, alright, exactly what he said, LTI. Shout out to you for pointing that out. A lot of games are starting to integrate with Twitch too, so if you guys just want to start casting, at least get used to speaking, because speaking is very important, because it's kind of the main way you communicate with the people there. And also another thing would be, yeah, just use OBS. I mean, you don't have to buy XSplit or FAPS or FFsplit.
I was so close to buying Fraps until I discovered OBS. And I was like, oh my god, this is incredible. Because I was having trouble with Fraps. And OBS just works incredibly well.
It's great, isn't it?
Terrible.
Oh man, it's so great.
Don't buy into it. Just get OBS. It's free. And I've already got a million different overlays that work really, really nicely.
Alright, so let's go move on down the list of questions, because I forgot there was a list. We just ended up talking about the community, which is fun. And actually, oh man, I'm actually glad I got to talk about new casters and stuff, because I'm old relative to all you young whippersnappers, so...
I do feel really... this is like a massive sort of parallel in my head that... Like, I generally feel quite old in the gaming community, because a lot of my old community are sort of maybe 2-3 years younger than me. But then in the world of casting, I'm actually somewhat young compared to the best of the casters, like because they've been in it for so long, they're actually older in life, and I'm young as a caster.
So you're just starting all over again.
Yeah, it's really weird. Yeah, so yeah, it is nice to be able to get that out there to let people know that like there is this sort of this thing going on within the casting circle, that there are a bunch of new casters coming in, and the old casters, they might not like it that much. Some of them I know will absolutely love it. Like some of them really want it to happen.
Yes, and some
Yeah,
some like Purge are saying, oh yeah, I can't cast 20 tournaments in one weekend. Just get more casters. Jeez, you don't have to ask me. But yeah.
Yeah, and so we are here to help. And speaking as one of them, we do really want to be a part of your casting community, and you're really helping with that. You are accepting absolutely everyone, and this is incredible. But it would just be nice if some of the other casters would show us that same kind of respect.
Oh, thank you. You said something, and my laptop's about to die, which means my internet's about to die. So I'm gonna have you tell everybody where they can find you, and then we'll continue on with the last few questions, and then you're gonna tell everybody where they can find you again. But just go ahead.
Okay, well, you can find me half you're watching me right here. I am Twitch TV/Divok. That is the one that will throw you off. The rest of them are my Twitter, which is Twitter at div0k, because for some reason the O was missing. And then you can find me over at the Wave Gamers. And that's pretty much all I have. Oh, and my YouTube, sorry. That's also div0k.
Okay, and wait, you done?
Yeah, that's the only places you can really find me.
Sweet, perfect time. Yeah, guys, go check out those sites that he totally said that I totally heard. Okay.
I'll type them to you later as well.
Okay, and I'll move on to the next few questions because these ones are getting to like the more fun side of things. Aside from playing Dota, what do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun? Well, here's another rather big secret. I kind of alluded to this in the opening area. I'm very involved with the local music scene. In my university, I am the president currently, soon to not be, of the Live Music Society. So every single Tuesday, I run an open mic night, which is still hugely successful. Every Wednesday, I used to be running a Battle of the Bands, which took up a large proportion of my time. So yeah, basically for fun, I am a musician. I play bass, guitar, bit of keyboard, tiny bit of harmonica. I like to play instruments basically. But even more so, I like to get involved in music. I like to go out and watch music. I like to do a lot of music stuff, and that's, if you're ever watching me stream, I won't play it while I'm casting, but if you're ever watching me stream, I'll be playing music from local acts that you can find all around Cardiff. If you want to know anything about them at all, let me know, because I know them.
Yes, he knows them. And what general area, like not specifically, but like what general span of England, or sorry, not England, Britannia, would you be more familiar with than others, for all the people who might be in your area?
I currently live in Cardiff, which is actually in Wales, but I am from Herefordshire, which is just over the side of the border in England.
I am confused, but okay.
Basically, I currently live in the capital of Wales.
Okay.
And I used to live, like, the Welsh-England border. I live on there, usually, but I moved here for university.
Yeah, somebody got the Britannia joke. Okay, sorry. But okay. So for all the people who know their geography, unlike Cool Blue, he is there.
I think it does say on my Twitter where I'm from. Yeah, it does. Cardiff, Wales. So if you want to know where that is, type it into Twitter. You'll probably type it into Google or Bing, whatever you use. You'll see a bunch of funny letters and stuff come up. Don't worry, that's Welsh. They still cling on to their old language. We don't like it. Half of them don't like it, but hey, they're stubborn.
It happens. Can't change everybody. Okay.
All I know is that Popty Ping means microwave. That's the only Welsh you'll ever need to know.
Really?
Yeah. It's literally the sound it makes is what they call it. That's how inventive they are. Like, obviously, it's an old language, so when they came up with new technology, they had to give it names.
Right.
Like, so what should we call this? Popty Ping. Well, they don't talk like that. But...
like I can picture him sitting down, just going like to E3 or something, like a technology convention. Say, let's call it the rhetoric.
It's like an hour-long convention that they've just left the microwave on for an hour, and then suddenly it goes ping, and they're like,
It's an oven. It's a convention oven. I get it. It's a convention oven. Get it? No? No?
Yeah, I get it. Because you mentioned, yeah. I get it. I get it.
Yes, yes, he gets it! Oh gosh, guys, somebody finally gets me! Yes, Divok, me and you are gonna like go...
2 a.m., but I get it. It's fine.
Okay.
It's gotten.
Okay. Alright, so I actually don't want this question to go to waste because I think it's a decent question to ask and it is full of a nice little pun out there. But LTI asks a question inside of the chat, or Twitch chat, which is, do you think being an archaeologist helps you dig up secrets and makes your cast that much more informative? No pun intended at all.
Generally, it kind of does, because, oh, that's me breaking things. You have to, with archaeology, everything is so slight. Being colorblind doesn't help, that makes it even harder for me. But the only way that you can say when you're digging, and it's like, oh look, there's a big building there. Usually the only thing that tells you that is an ever so slight texture and color change in soil. Like, that's how much attention you have to be paying to your work to do that. And then they'll give you a piece of paper, and they'll be like, okay, so you've shown that there's a slight texture and color change. Now write 2 sides of paper about what this tells you. It's like, what? So yeah, it's certainly helped with my analysis, definitely.
Okay.
And it's paying attention to what's going on.
Yes, because even though to the normal eye it's just like, oh, it just changed a slight color. I mean,
to me, it's like a whole palace complex.
Yeah, see, boom, there you go. It's like, oh my gosh, Vengeful Spirit Stun has a range of 400 and it does this much damage, but after you reduce the magic data like that.
Yeah.
Okay. See,
there are
that...
the facts, and then there's what the facts can give you facts about.
Yes. So you would consider yourself more of a analytical caster?
I'd say I'm definitely not a shoutcaster because it's in my nature to be a bit calmer. I'd say I'm better at analyzing. As a new caster, my strength is analyzing. I can analyze pretty well. I'm sure I will develop the rest of my skills in the caster trials.
Oh, you're gonna do those?
Plugging.
Oh my gosh, yes, the caster trials. For those who don't know, the caster trials are basically 7 challenges that casters are going to be tasked with doing, and those will be done at a time sometime in the future.
I'm so looking forward to the quadcast.
Oh my gosh,
be insane.
The quadcast is going to be great. Sorry. For those who are really wondering about it, there's a video on it on CasNet. I'll put that link in the description below so you can check that out. But to give you a quick overview, there are 7 challenges. The first one is a solo cast, second one is a duo cast, third one is locked POV, which I'm actually considering changing to a ability draft cast, because that crap is hard. Dude, ability draft...
Just add ability draft into the optionals.
I know, but then it'll be 8th, and like I kind of want that to be required.
Okay, well, I put the point of view cast in the one then. I personally, I really want to do the point of view cast. That'd be really interesting.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
As someone who likes doing analysis, that's probably why I'm going to find that really interesting.
Okay. And as far as the third one goes, like Divok said here, or sorry, Divok.
Either way, I'm used to people calling me Divok now, so.
Okay, Divok. Okay, try that. As he said, the third one is a locked POV, which basically you stare at the POV of the person, and you can find more details in the video. The fourth one is a quad cast, which was hard as crap to do. Because there's 4 people casting a single game.
Oh yeah, you've done all the trials. I've watched the first one. I haven't watched the... Who did you quadcast with?
I quadcast with Revo, Smoith, and Grumble, I think.
That must have been... I can think of... I was about to say I can think of worse quadcasts. Basically, my fear is me, and then 3 shoutcasters, and I'm just going to cry.
Yeah. Well, just give you a tip, since it's your interview, and I feel like I should give you something back. Basically, you have to just ask a bunch of questions. But, that's how I did it. You can find your own way, but that's how I did it. I just, asked them a ton of questions.
I've wanted to co-cast with a bunch of people. So, we cast this one pro team, and then someone was like, oh, I used to do a bit of casting. Would you mind if I come cast you? I was like, yeah, sure. So I'm kind of used to asking questions.
Right.
But then when I co-cast with... Typically when I co-cast with Grumble, he'll do play-by-play, and I'll analyse. Okay. So I'm used to being asked questions. So that might be a bit difficult for me. I might jump in with 3 other people with my answer.
Yes, and that is why
we'll get right
that is a trial. That's why that's a trial. And also it's for networking things too. But we'll talk about it a little bit later. Number 5 is actually the post-solo. after the 4 main ones? Because the first 4 are the primary, and the last
That's the most
3.
confusing of them. What's entailed in the post solo?
Oh, it's just a normal solo cast after all the madness that you just went through.
Oh, okay, fair enough. That'd be a nice, relaxing thing to do.
Hmm. And the I think the 6th one, is that a post duo, or is that like, I don't remember what that was. And then the very last one is an interview, which is supposed to be what the series is for, but I mean, come on, freaking interview. Whatever.
Yeah, who doesn't love interviews?
So congratulations, you've done your 7th trial. No.
Yeah, 6 more to go.
Oh yeah, no, this doesn't count, by the way. This does not count.
Yeah, I know. I presume there'd be a more casting specific interview thing.
Yes. Like basically, what did you learn? That's pretty much what that's going to be. So, like I say, if you guys want to find more information about that, just find out what the madness is all about. It will be in the description below. And for all those watching on Twitch TV, I'll link that like after the interview, so you guys can go check that out if you really want to.
Even if you're not a caster, watching most of it will be absolutely hilarious. Like, it's designed to push us to the limit, and as we've discussed many times in this video, a lot of us are quite new, and our limit is literally casting. So that being pushed will be quite funny. There will be lots of fuck ups and screw ups, and it'll be hilarious.
Yes, it will be hilarious. It will be fun. Blood will be had, and blood will be everywhere. Your vocal cords will walk out of your body and just say, "Bro, I quit."
Yeah.
They will break.
See you in the next life.
As they see you next life. And suddenly there were no new casters. Darn it! I didn't mean to do that.
Gonna break all the new casters, so he gets all the money.
No. Totally not doing it. That sounds horrible when you say it that way.
He's a good guy. He's actually just.
That sounds horrible when you say it that way. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so what other games do you play?
On a regular basis, this is, you may hear me clicking, this is me opening my Steam library.
Nice.
A lot of the time my go-to game for, if I'm just needing to kill some time, is War of the Vikings. It was the sort of, basically, Paradox made Mount & Blade, the game I absolutely loved and made me fall in love with online gaming.
Nice.
Then they made War of the Roses, quite a few years later, where they were like, okay, we have this combat system that everyone thought was really, really, really good. We're going to try and bring it into this century. And it didn't really work.
Oh.
Like, they got the basic mechanics for it, which worked wellish.
Right.
But it was a bit
I see what
dodgy.
you did there, wellish. Sorry.
Yeah.
No shots fired. No shots fired. No.
And then they made War of the Vikings, and it's obvious that they've tried and put so much effort into getting the mechanic down. And the mechanic works really, really, really well.
Okay.
Sadly, I think it's still early access, and I can only play one map before it closes.
Ooh.
So, yeah. I like to play that a bit. I play a lot of Team Fortress 2 with my girlfriend. She loves Team Fortress 2.
Nice.
It's the only game she'll play. She's good at being a pyro, because all you have to do is run in and hold the left click, and then you kill things.
That was my pyro impression.
And then when you kill everything, you press G, and you do the little taunt thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are kind of my go-to games. I used to play a lot of things like Crusader Kings with my old community and stuff, but since I've got more involved in casting, there's less time for that. So it's just lots and lots of watching and casting and playing.
And LTI, the ever so sharp eye. Obviously, he just got past that one part, but it says, "Listen for the sirens because I can't be sure if I heard shots or not." So yeah, I apologize if I offended anybody. Cool Blue always does offend people on accident. Darn. Well, we're just gonna cut the cast there because Cool Blue is depressed. No, I'm joking. So, do you have any interesting talents that you will be okay with telling the internet?
Well, I've already said that I can play an array of instruments. Also, since the age of, well, incredibly young, both my elbows are really, like, badly double jointed, which means I can bend quite far backwards.
Oh no, don't!
My mother discovered this one day when, I think I was like 4, I was leaning on the coffee table and my arm was bending backwards, and she rushed me to hospital for them to say, yeah, he's double jointed. You should probably have already known this.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, hey, at least she knows now, or at least you know now that you're double jointed, so you can do freaky things with your arms.
And then for a while I was doing judo, which is a form of martial art. And a lot of that is revolved around sort of locks and hold downs and stuff. And a lot of that is arm locking, which to me is just like...
It's difficult?
Seriously, you'd have more luck tickling me.
Wait, what?
like they basically an arm lock is when you put the arm in a position where it starts to hurt.
Oh, okay. I see.
But if they try to do that to me, I'm just like, well, I might as well just make a cup of tea while I wait.
Yes, I agree. Hold on, I agree, LTI. All these throws. Yes, man, dude, that explains all the losses that you probably had in your games.
Yeah.
Judo.
Because my arm, judo throws. I get it. All those throws.
Oh, these puns. All these puns. I feel like there's another...
I love casting with LTI. He's a lot of fun.
Yes.
LTI is one of the wave casters. I don't think he's... Oh, yeah. You can find him. He's now called on the list of Twitch people.
Yes. I've been following along that lines of thinking. And it's actually great that you gave him a shout-out, because I was going to actually... Do you have any shout-outs that you would like to make? And please feel free to make any and all shout-outs that you would like to make.
Shout-outs to... I'll try and do this chronologically. Because I'm an archaeologist, and chronological is what we do.
Nice.
First of all, Calamel for being there from the start. I rarely talk to him these days. Probably should. I don't even know he's on a caster yet, so I'll talk to him soon. Then it would have to be the 65th. So to name a few: Blue Slice, Wizard, Apollo, Spartane, all those guys. Then I guess we get to my teams, which would be mainly Victor and Princess, were sort of the two main guys from my two teams. Then we get the wave, and then it's LTI, it's Icon Scooter, it's David E for running the whole thing, it's Ninja Bunny rather, it's Power Toast, but then most of all, it's Grumble. Grumble has pulled me so far through this.
Grumble
And last but not least, Cool Blue for interviewing me and doing so much for the casters.
Yes, no problem. And I was going to make a joke about Grumble carrying, but it seems that Blue Slice...
Grumble he's definitely carrying the wave casting at the moment. However, I do own all of the gold stickers because I am the only one that does all my homework.
Ooh, high five!
Homework being like getting banners sorted, etc., etc.
Oh, well,
you guys are lazy.
But no, but see, that's not fair, because if I recall correctly, because Cool Blue does listen, at the very beginning you said, oh, you do the banners because you're always bored and stuff. So, I mean...
The banners got me extra gold stars. I don't think Grumble has any gold stars left. I think even the ones that he earned for being a good caster, he's now had to just give to me, because he's given me so many gold stars. So, and for the builds, but I owe Blue Slice half of those gold stars.
So all those gold stars belongs to you?
Yeah, all the gold stars belong to me.
All the gold stars are.
Oh, and I have to shout out hashtag Marth.
Hashtag.
Basically, while I was living with my girlfriend, I was doing a lot of stats for these guys. I had this really cool like farming stat. I can't remember what it was called. But then in the title of it, I just put Marth instead of farm. Like this was live. This was a relatively big game in the JDL as well. So we just had this just announcement about Marth. And Grumble won't let me live it down.
Aww.
So now, whenever we say farm, it's hashtag Marth. So, get Marthing, guys. Marthing for days. See, LTI's already jumping on this.
Marthing for days. Marthing for days. Antimaze is like, I am fully morphed.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, that sounds horrible.
Manta Star. You should check out that video if you haven't seen it already. Just YouTube, Anti-Mage Manta Star. It's hilarious fun.
Okay. And speaking of Anti-Mage Manta Style, because everybody knows when Anti-Mage gets to Manta Style, what time is it?
It's the end.
No. What time is it?
What time is it?
When Anti-Mage gets to Manta Style, what time is it?
It's...
You don't know the joke? Oh my gosh, are you that young? No.
I don't think I am. It's probably because it's 2 a.m. in the morning. But
no. You're 1 hour off. You're 1 hour off. But the joke basically came from the time when Anti-Mage was played a lot. But it basically, I think LD was I don't know. He was the first one I heard it from. But basically, when Anti-Mage gets to Manta Style, it's 3 a.m. because he pops Manta Style and it's 3 Anti-Mages.
Oh, I get it.
See, it's funny.
Yeah, I am too young for that.
So, of course, it's 3 a.m., which means it's very late, which means that we're coming to a close for our interview.
It's getting towards 3 a.m. for me, actually.
Oh, really?
Well, it's 2:10. It'll be closer to 3 a.m. than it will be to 2 a.m. next time.
We must keep talking for 50 more minutes.
So it can be 3 a.m. and it can really be the end.
Yes, that could really be the end. But I don't know. So where can people find you if they want to find you? Because, I mean, I know you've already done it, but I was listening because I had to deal with things.
Basically, the main place you will find me is on Twitch. Twitch has links to everything, including my group, The Wave. But the other places you can find me are at The Wave Gamers, which is where you'll find all The Wave. But personally, you can find me at div0k on Twitter, and YouTube/user/div0k, and that's where you can find VODs, which YouTube has finally started letting me put VODs up, so I have a back catalogue of that to do, but that will be done. And yeah, you can find me on those. If you want to get in contact with me, the best bet is probably just to tweet me, seeing as I can get that via my phone.
Okay. And guys, keep in mind that he says that now, but in the future when he's like some super big popular caster like Toby, LD, or Luminous, he's not gonna... He ain't gonna have time for that. I'm just gonna be honest. Come on.
I will absolutely try, though. It's one thing that... Having worked with... compared to a lot of casters who are at that stage, who have spent a lot of their working life trying to get to that stage, I've spent a lot of my working life outside doing archaeology, doing teaching, doing music, doing all this kind of stuff. So I'm very, I have to stay in touch with everything. And I will try and stay in touch with everything.
So there you go, guys. He cares about you guys so much that he is willing, even in his superstar days, to still be like an AC who calls out everybody's name after a Twitch chat.
If I am casting the TI 2073 finals, and you guys tweet me and I have my phone next to me and it goes off, I will do my best to reply, so long as there isn't a big team fight.
So, nice. You're probably
then I might give it a couple of minutes.
You'll probably still miss first blood. Come on. It's the curse of
touch
casters.
wood. I haven't missed a first blood yet.
Dude, you jinxed it now. You jinxed it.
I touched wood. Come on.
You can't. No. It's too late. It's too late. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch every single one of your casts on your YouTube channel that you upload and to see if you missed a first blood.
I haven't missed a first blood when I've been main casting. I've been main casting.
Guys, notice.
Mainly it may have even been Grumble.
Notice
he missed it.
But still, notice how Divok suddenly changed his response to it since I've been main casting. Okay.
Well, as a co-caster, I've been watching it, but the stream doesn't show that because it's not my stream.
This guy making excuses.
In the background,
nope, making
excuses.
That
guy died.
Oh man, Divok, I'm just giving you a hard time for no reason.
You something liar.
And CC, yeah, there you go.
I probably missed one in our first cast together, but
yeah, you were late. Ooh, boom.
okay.
Burned by the internet. The internet summons forth the truth. On the internet, lols. It's funny.
Okay, touch wood, I haven't missed one during the wave. There we go.
Ooh.
I will, though. I will naturally miss the next one.
Yeah, no, dude, everyone has first blood, too. It's like...
Which will either be a Thursday Evening Cup series, or it'll be the last JDL game on Friday. So, look out for that, and watch me miss.
Yes, we'll watch you miss, and we'll keep our eyes on you, because everybody who's watching this video is going to go check out your Twitch, check out your Twitter, check out your YouTube page, and see if they love your stuff, which I'm pretty sure they do from knowing this interview. So there you go, guys. You have Divok, somebody who has a very inspirational story from starting the background. He's very diligent in his work, and he loves the community, and on top of that, he's going to respond to your tweets, and never miss first blood. And never miss first blood.
Well. I wish I hadn't said that now.
Oh man, somebody like 10 years down the road is going to refer to this video and say, ha, see, you lied. You liar.
I'll miss first blood at TI 2073 or whatever I said now. And then I'll never get a job ever again.
TI 6, people will come back to this video and clip it. It'll be immortal. You'll be immortal.
See, luckily it'll be immortal on Reddit, which I'm not on. So, oh yeah, you guys can't find me on there.
Oh, what? Why not?
Because I'm not on Reddit. I see enough.
Are you afraid of the Reddit army?
Reddit.
Are you afraid of the Reddit army?
I'm not afraid of it. It's not like I can't be asked with it. If the Reddit army wants something to do with me, then I've given them plenty of places to find me.
Like on your Twitter, your Twitch, and your YouTube. And with that said, guys, we're gonna go and cut this interview because I feel like it's
been 2 hours, 17 minutes long.
No. Actually, the interview is only 1 hour and 14 minutes.
Yeah, good point.
Yes.
Not long just yet.
No, not the longest, but actually, I think this might be third, or maybe second. I don't know.
Should we just sit here and talk about rubbish for
No,
7
no, no.
minutes?
Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the.
I'm
I'm sorry. I
joking.
hope you guys enjoyed the interview. Divok, thank you for joining us. Would you like to say your
Thank you
final
very
goodbye?
much for having me.
Would you like to say your final
Um,
goodbye to all the beautiful people out there, please?
I would like to say a final goodbye. Thank you to everyone who tuned in the stream. It's been a lot of fun to have you guys here during start to finish, and during start to finish of the interview itself. You guys have been great. And to everyone that in the future watches this, and hopefully in the future that's watching me cast, it's really humbling to have you guys around. And thank you to Cool Blue, who's doing all of this for all the casters and myself.
Yes, and I will forward that thank you to CasNet, because it's not Cool Blue, it's
Yes,
CasNet.
definitely.
It's totally CasNet's fault.
It's CasNet and Cool Blue, yeah.
There you go. So, there you have it, guys. Divok, thank you for joining us for this interview. We'll probably keep chatting, because Twitch chat looks like they're having fun with all the with all the
But I'm guessing this is goodbye for the interview.
this is goodbye for the interview. So, like I said, we hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know how many times I said that, but we hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys whatever.
Goodbye.